Okay guys, hi. So I thought this would be easier because writing all of that down is gonna just drive me insane, to be totally honest, and it'll never get done. But I can talk through it. So I walked in about 30 minutes late to Rock Thomas's presentation, and I hesitated about even going. My energy levels are pretty low, and I kind of prioritize on what I'm going to do and what I'm not going to do. But one of the things that I have made a commitment to is that I will honor my commitments. So I had registered for the class and I wanted to follow through with that. And that gives me a sense of accomplishment at the end of the day, that even if I had a bad day or I had a lot of pain or I didn't do anything extra, at least I did what I said I was going to do. So I walked in 20, 30 minutes late to about an hour presentation, which, so I missed a lot. So I don't know where it really started, but these are some of the things that I wrote down that gave me, that sort of hit me and I needed to hear. One of the things he said at one point, and I don't have all his good stories and I'm not the same awesome presenter that he is. So you're just kind of getting my notes. And I will take pictures of my notes and some links that I found later to both his book and some of the IRS things he talks about. And he has a Facebook group too. I'll try to find the link to that. So the first thing I wrote down is what you put up with, shut up about. So it's like throwing more negativity out in the world. If you have already decided to tolerate something, quit complaining about it. Either do something about it or shut up. And that was pretty big for me. That's sort of like, you're right. If you're not going to do anything about it, quit talking about it. You're wasting energy. Another thing about energy, now I don't have this written down, but this just made me think of it. He also talked about how, like for the KW peoples, it's Gary Keller. And, there's other, I believe Steve Jobs did the same thing. They wear the same clothes every day because it saves time. It saves energy. It makes their life easier. They don't have to think about what to wear. Think about it. If you're getting up in the morning, you look in the mirror, you check the weather, you don't know, what do I wear? Do I wear this? How many times do you walk back and forth in front of the mirror? 15, 20 minutes, 10, even if it's 5. Wouldn't you rather spend those 5 minutes doing something else? He's big into planning. Plan your day, plan your meals, plan your week. Without a plan, you will fail. So it was all about saving your energy. So quit complaining about life. Either fix it or just be quiet. You don't have to like it. Just be quiet about it. Quit wasting your energy. The next thing he said is you are your word. And this means a lot to me. I feel this way. I have a sense of responsibility. Like if I say I'm going to do something, I do it. Part of what I opened this with. But all you really have is your word. So his personal life story is, he worked really hard, came up pretty high, and then lost everything after about 17 years, and then rebuilt it all in less than 4. And what he learned through that journey. And one of his big takeaways is when everything was gone, he still had his word. He still had who he was. He still had his commitments to honor. And that is super, super important. And then when you decide to do something, just decide that nothing will stop you. Now, this has been true for me personally, quitting smoking. You just decide. Either you want to or you don't. And if you still kind of want to, that's when you fail. Like if you want to be skinny and you want to eat donuts, you can't have both. Which one do you really want? If you decide I want to be healthy, I want to lose weight, then you won't eat a donut because it is not healthy. That's kind of it. Decide and stick to it. Everything is an asset. I wrote that down. So everything is an asset. And he joked and he said, it's a hot day out. Don't complain about it. Everybody, let's get naked. It's an asset. But no, every single thing that happens to your life, it's kind of the theory, life happens for you, not to you. But he said, just look at it as an asset. There is an asset in absolutely everything that happens. So find it. His big why, his big passion, what gets him up in the morning is to answer the question about why do people do what they don't want to do and not do what they want to do? Why do they spend their time doing what they don't want to do? Why don't they do what they want to do? And honestly, I think a lot of that comes back to the decision making. Decide that nothing will stop you. If nothing will stop you, it becomes really easy. And I read this in another book a couple days ago. It's called Rework is the name of the book. It's a really short read. It's kind of about turning business on its head. But it mentioned that Whole Foods. Whole Foods has one mission. Their one mission is to sell healthy food. So they won't carry Snickers bars. They don't carry soda. And it's really easy. A product comes in front of them. Is it healthy or is it made of artificial ingredients? Yes, we're going to sell it. No, we're not. They decided. They stuck to it. Boom. It's the same thing here. Decide you want to do it and it becomes really, really easy. You look at a menu. Do I eat these things that I know are bad for me? Or no, because I've decided I'm going to be healthy. So I will eat the healthy things. It makes it really simple. It takes a lot of the energy and effort out of it. And if you have, because that's all indecision. That's all that is. Do I want something that tastes good or do I want to be healthy? Well, one or the other. Just decide. Because when you sit there indecision, you're not going to get anywhere. Nowhere. Okay, so here's the IRS tip. I'm going to throw this because it's in my notes. I'm going in order of my notes. You can save. The guy next to me was the only person in the class who had done it. And he said he saved like $28,000 last year. Or not, I guess he got $28,000 tax-free. Let's put it that way. So apparently there's an IRS rule, and I looked it up, and I'll send you the link because it's totally legit, that you can rent your own property for up to 14 days a year. And then you don't have to claim the income on it. So he said, host a retreat in your house once a year or every quarter, or we're setting mine up to be every quarter. Host a retreat, a business retreat, and you can charge what a local hotel or convention center would charge. So call around, call Lansdowne, call the Xerox Center, call whatever local hotel. Say, we want to host a 3-day business retreat. We are going to need coffee. We're going to need wireless. We're going to need audio visual. We're going to need computers. There's only 5 of us, but we're going to need space and food for all of us for 3 days. How much would that cost? Get a few estimates, and then you can average them and pay yourself and do it at your house. So, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but my AGC works for my house a lot anyway. We host a lot of stuff here. So, and I don't charge for the space, obviously, but you can charge to rent your own house for up to 14 days a year and write that off. And the average cost in Northern Virginia from the agent next to me, he said it was like $28,000 that he got to write off at the end of the year. So write it off as an expense for his company and not have to claim the income as the homeowner and get the $28,000 tax-free. Right there, that's money. That's your cost of admission right there. I'm going to go ahead and send you the link that I found online. Another thing I wrote, which is obvious, surround yourself with epic people. He hammered the point that you are who you hang around with. He had a million examples about how he built himself back up so quickly the second time, how it took him so long to get to that point. It took him 17 years to get to this point, loses everything, and he's back and above in less than 4. And he said it's all about who you hang around with, who you surround yourself with, what type of people are you hanging around with. Look at the people in your life. If they're not where you want to be, you don't want to be with them. A note he said on that said, friends are comfortable with your present. They like you the way you are. And if you want to grow, sometimes that's scary. That doesn't mean you're going to lose your friends, but they like you the way you are right now. And if there's things about you that you don't like or that you want to change, you go ahead and change them. But, sometimes we have them for a reason. Sometimes it's just a season. Sometimes it's for life. It doesn't mean you don't love them. But, they are comfortable with who you are in the present. What you need to do is find mentors who are comfortable bringing you to the future. They're comfortable sharing with you. They're comfortable helping you to grow. They're comfortable pushing you. And he used this point, he said, you can be ignorant or you can be stupid. And this is pretty blunt, but I kind of need blunt sometimes. So if you don't know something, like I didn't know the IRS rule, I was ignorant. Now that I know it, if I didn't use it, that would just be stupid. Because this is a way to save money, and I'll get into his blueprint formula in a minute, which is all common sense. But if you think about it, just decide to do it, and then you do it, and it's amazing. But you're either ignorant or you're stupid. If you have the knowledge and you're choosing not to use it, that's no longer ignorance. At that point, you know it. Why aren't you doing it? He said, care about your own life. This goes back to the friends part. Friends versus mentors. Care about your life, not anyone else's. Don't worry about what they're doing. Don't worry about what they'll think or how you can help them, and it's not like a cold way, but just don't obsess about that. Don't let that tie you down. Care about your own life and don't be comfortably numb. He used comfortably numb, saying like when he first had his fall, when everything came tumbling down. It was a cascade of life events. He lost his father. He got divorced. There was just a whole thing, a bunch of things that happened in a small period of time. when he lost everything. And he spent 6 months basically in a bar drinking, and that's being comfortably numb. You know, if you come home every day, he gave the example of if you had a job you didn't like, you work 5 days a week really hard, you come home on the weekend, you binge watch TV, you drink too much, you eat too much. And it's really just your way of like, I want to do this. Like I already gave 5 days to something I didn't like. And that's, you want to design a life that you like. Oh, my battery's dying. So he has this epic, I'm going to see if I can show this to you. And I'll take a picture. But this is what we're looking at now, is the picture up at the top there. I don't know if you can see that. Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 columns. The first column is earning money. So you want to increase your earning capability. And you want to do that pretty hard in the beginning. If you have any free time, you should be working. You should be building towards your future. Obviously, you don't work 24/7, but to get to your goals, you really have to work. You can't work 30 hours a week. You know, that's at the end. We're going to work really hard right now so we can get where we want to go. And keep reducing your expenses. Where can you reduce those expenses? You can make your lunch every day, saving the time by, you know, minimizing your wardrobe. Ladies, I don't know, what do we need? 10, 15 outfits? The rest of our closet? We don't need them. Really? How many times do you try that thing on and you never wear it? Tell me. I know I have a ton of clothes that I'm like, oh, but I really like it, but I don't wear it, and it wastes time to try it on, and I could go bless somebody else with it. We all read the Tidying Up book. I can't think of the girl's name right now, but we all read that book. Go bless somebody else with it. Lower your expenses, increase your earnings. Don't work to fund your lifestyle. Don't do that. Don't, when your earnings go up, don't push your expenses up. Keep your expenses where they are as your earnings go up, and start saving, dumping it in the last bucket, bucket number 5. So bucket number 1 is earning, bucket number 2 is expenses, and you're dumping the difference between those two buckets over to investments. And the 2 in the middle is how you're going to manage your money. You're going to take that money and you're going to manage it, and you're going to protect it. And he didn't get into too much detail about those 2 categories. But the investment category, he did say it's not just real estate. It's not just index funds. It's not just IRAs or retirement plans. You can buy into a business. You can do hard money loans. You can write a book. It's passive income. You want to create passive income. However you can do that. You want to keep your options open, because the ultimate goal is to have those investments fuel your lifestyle, and you're done. You did it. Live now so that you can be a rock star forever. Don't try to be a rock star all the time in the beginning. Suck it up for just a little bit, and then you can love it forever. Let's see. It's the little things. He said it's the little things, and we all know this is true. It is every little thing, from what we're eating to, he gave the example of taking the stairs instead of the elevator. And this one made me cry, because I used to always take the stairs, and it was simply because I could, and because right now I can't. And I've reached times in my life previously where I just couldn't. And taking the stairs is healthier. It's better for you. And you do it because you can. It is a positive impact on your life by taking the stairs. Taking the elevator does nothing. It's not a negative, but it's not a positive. You climb the stairs, you're using muscles, you are getting exercise. It is a positive. Any positives you can. It's the little things. Put more things in the plus column. Just do it. Level up the community in your home life. Level up, level up your friends. Level up everything that you do needs to be focused, and you need to go in that direction. And if your friends follow along and your family follows along, that's great. But if they don't, you can't stay there. If everybody wants to sit home and watch TV and you don't, then don't, because you made a decision that that's not what you wanted to do. And then he said there's 2 musts to live the epic life. There's absolutely 2 musts. One is a peer group. You need to have a peer group to hold and push you, because our human experience is we're designed to want love and connection. That's what we all want. We all want love and connection. And if you haven't sought out like-minded people, growth-minded people, positive people, you are just going to maintain what you have. And if it's not what you want, if it's not where you want to be, you'll stay there anyway, because your desire for love and connection is stronger than anything else. So find a peer group that will push you and hold you accountable. And then you need to broadcast your goals. I belong to a couple of different groups, a couple of different text threads where we're constantly pushing each other. What did you do today? Mastermind groups, things like that. Did you get it done? And sometimes I get really quiet when I'm having bad days, and because I don't want to admit that I didn't do it. I am a tough one to coach. I can get over on my coaches. I can get over on my therapists. I'm a sweet talker, and I am conniving and cunning and smart, and I ultimately get what I want. So it really comes down to I need to make the decision and the commitment to do what I want to do. And then I need to tell people, I need to broadcast it. I need to say, this is what I'm going to do, because your word is all you have. And when you say it, you need to mean it. So this is what I have, and ask your people to hold you accountable. Say, I don't want to eat bad food anymore. I don't want to watch TV anymore. I want to exercise every day. Whatever it is that you want to do, or whatever goals you have set for yourself, share them. Ask people to hold you accountable. Ask them to ride you. You know, you need that. That's how we're going to grow. You want the love and connection. You want somebody to cheer you on, to tell you, yes, you can do it. He used examples for real estate, for door knocking. Oh, this is the other to make everything a positive. You know, he's like, it's snowing? Great, go door knocking. Everybody's gonna let you in. You know, they're not gonna let you stand there in the snow. He's like, it's a positive. Everything is a positive. Use it. And that is kind of the bulk of it. That's everything I've written down. I'll send you a couple of the other links. I really, really loved his energy. I loved being in the room with him. He has a webinar or a live, I don't know, something virtual that's live coming up soon. And there's a link for that. I'll share that as well. But I hope this works, and I hope I hope you got something out of this, because I absolutely needed to be in that room, and I needed to hear all of that. So I hope you have a great day.